Hi everyone, welcome to our evaluation lecture. This is in our completing the systems section, and we're basically evaluating the condition of our spreadsheet at this point. So our lecture goals for this particular lecture are to evaluate the budget for any overages and make alterations to the other expenses section to correct for those overages. So first, let's evaluate our budget for overages. So what we're looking for is a negative in the remainder section under our totals for under the budget sheet. Now the negative looks red, has parentheses around it. That is basically meaning it's a negative. What that means is there's not enough income to cover your expenses the way your budget is right now. So that means we need to come up with $159 in our budget somewhere. What we want is there not to be a negative. So we want it to be black, no parentheses around it. We want it to be black. Because what that means is there's more income than expenses. And that's basically a balanced budget, which is what we want before we move on with our month. So first of all, let's take a look at that broken budget that we were looking at before, the $159 in the hole. There's not enough income to cover your expenses. So what we need to do is we need to go to our other expenses section of our budget sheet, and we need to look to see where we could make some changes. So we need to come up with at least $159 somewhere in here. So this is where you kind of need to determine, based on your household, your needs, that sort of thing, where is there room in here that we could make some adjustments. So that could literally be taking a little bit out of personal for this month to, say, okay, we're all gonna have to sacrifice a little bit just so we can make our bills. That could be, we're gonna, really cut back on our food this month, so we're gonna cut it down by $159. Whatever it is that you feel like your household can make an adjustment with to lower the expense in that category to give room for the $159 overage. So what we want to do is we need to find that area, make the adjustment that we want, which will then change our total, and that will essentially balance our budget. So that gave us a positive of $41 because we changed it from $159 in the hole. We changed it by $200, which gave us $49 over budget, which means we've got more income than expenses. So let's take a look at our lecture goals to see that we actually did complete them. The first one is to evaluate our budget for any overages. So we did. And then we made alterations to the other expenses section to correct for those overages. So congratulations for completing our evaluations lecture. Let's take a look at what is coming up. We're going to discuss in a completely different section, tracking your bills. So what we're going to do is essentially give you the tools and the habits for success. So stick in there with me. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next lecture.